My name is Maggie Coles-Lyster and I'll be your coach for today's ride. I'm a professional track and road cyclist and tag coach when I'm not traveling. And today we have some fun technical work, a little bit of tempo for you for today's 30-minute workout. For today's Resolution Day prize, we'll have two winners. They'll be tag socks, so stay tuned for that. And for now, let's just get the legs moving. Let's warm up. It's Friday morning. It's a good day. Just easy gear to start. Slowly build that cadence up to your 90 RPM. That's it. Even here, just as you're warming up, sit up. It's morning. Just roll out the shoulders, wake up your upper body. You can roll out your wrists a bit, your neck. Just move through your upper body before we lock ourselves into one position for the ride. We're just going to be doing a 5-minute warm-up here. And so I'm going to start explaining the workout as we go through this. So you'll notice on the board beside me or the email that you got, there's 3 different parts to this workout. So the first 2 sets are very similar. Just the first one will all be at 60%, and the second one, your base will be at 70%. Otherwise, they're identical. So for this first one, we'll go 2 minutes, 60%, 80 RPM. And then you'll have a minute where you'll increase your cadence up to 90 RPM, which will automatically, your watts will go up. And then you'll adjust your gear, so you do a minute at that 60%, at that 90 RPM. And then again, you'll increase your cadence, your watts will go up for a minute. And then you'll readjust back to 60% at that 100 RPM. And a couple more like that. We'll go all the way up to 110. I'll coach you through each part of that. But we'll go all the way up to 110 RPM, kind of in that staircase, kind of increase the cadence, watts go up, and then settle in at 60% again. Increase the cadence. And so that's kind of what the first set and the second set are about. And then the last one, we'll just have some fun standing, seated for different time intervals. The whole set will be at 60 to 70%. So nothing too crazy today in the way of effort, but just like getting that nice endurance feel. Okay, so we got 2 more minutes for this warm-up. So start adding some intensity. Maybe build it up to your 50%, 5 out of 10. Make sure that cadence is over 90 RPM, just while we warm up here. Higher cadence, get the legs moving. Whew. Cool, just as we go through this, drop your shoulders down, relax your elbows. Keep that upper body as relaxed as possible. Oh, we have Leslie on the rollers, unfortunately not with her screen on to entertain us. She battles the rollers. Okay, we have another just over a minute, and then we're gonna start that first set. So again, your starting place for this first set will be 60%, 80 RPM. So that's where you will be in 1 minute. Good, just keep rolling for now. Keep warming up those legs. Got 45 seconds before we start this first one. So it's less about the effort, more about the cadence for these first sets. So really trying to hit what cadences I'm telling you. If you don't have a cadence sensor, watch my legs. I'll be matching them as closely as I can. You got 20 seconds. So start dropping that cadence, increasing that gear slightly to your 60%. 80 RPM, this will be your starting place. In 10. And 5, 4, 3, 2, first 2 minutes, let's roll. 80 RPM. 60%. And just relax here. That's it. Again, drop the shoulders, relax your elbows. We're just settling into this endurance pace. So this is what you would do if you're out for a 3-hour ride. So 2 minutes here should be no problem. It's kind of just like an extension of our warm-up. That's it. Almost halfway through this first little bit. Good, you have 1 more minute here. So stay here for another minute. And then we'll be increasing it just using our cadence. So increase your cadence up to, when I say so, not yet, but you'll increase your cadence up to 90 RPM, which will obviously make the effort harder as you do that. So you got another 45 seconds here though at your 80 RPM. Think about that pedal stroke. Think about, picture those circles in your head, pedaling circles. Got another 30 seconds. And 20. That's it. We'll be increasing the cadence in 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, your cadence goes up to 90. Stay in that same gear. So your watts are gonna go up. You're here for 1 minute. That's it. So try to get that cadence up right away so then you just maintain for the rest of this minute. Good, you've got another 40 seconds here. That's it. Halfway, 30 seconds. Tall spine. Stretch up through the crown of your head. Nice. Got 20 seconds. And 10. 5 seconds, then we're going to adjust the gear. So we're back at our 60%, but we're at 90 RPM in 3, 2, 1, adjust it. So the gear backs off a bit, you're back at your 60%, but this time you're at that 90 RPM. So you maintain the same cadence. Here for another 45 seconds. Whew. Good. 30 more here. So next up on our to-do list, so we've settled in here, then it's time to bring that cadence up again in another 15 seconds. So you'll bring your cadence up to 100 RPM, staying in the same gear, so the effort gets harder. In 5, 4, 3, 2, don't touch the gear, just your cadence, up to 100. Here for a minute. The next step in our staircase. Good, just settle in here. That's it, you've got 40 more seconds, 4 to 0. So we're gradually getting those legs moving this morning. Here for another 25. Stick with it. $15. Okay, you've got 5. Then we're gonna do like we did before. So you're going to adjust your gear back to 60%. Cadence stays at 100 in 3, 2, 1, adjust the gear. 60%, cadence is at 100 RPM. So you're back to that base with a higher cadence. So we got one more for this first set. Then you get to back it off a bit. Just one more step up. It will be to 110 RPM. Good, just stay at this base for another 30 seconds. Find that rhythm with your breath. These efforts shouldn't be too hard, so that should be a pretty easy thing to do. Control of your breathing. You've got 10 seconds, and we're bringing it up again. Bring that cadence up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10. Let's go. The last minute of this first set. That's it. So that effort has gone up. You're up at 110. You're here for another 45 seconds. Good, stay with it. I know this is a high cadence early in the class, but just stick with it. You've only got 30 more seconds here. Try to keep that upper body as still as you can. Bit of core engagement. Got 20 seconds to go. Up, up. Last 10. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back the gear off, back the cadence off. Just take a minute. Good. First set done. Got a minute easy. Just hang out, chill out. A little bit of recovery. And then we're going to do exactly what we just did, but all at 70%. So now we're up at that tempo zone. 7 out of 10, so this is my dad / coach's favorite zone. He loves sending me out for road rides, and I would just throw in like 30 minutes at 70% every, hour or so. It's that uncomfortable place where you know you can do it, but it's just kind of uncomfortable. So that's the effort we're at for this next one. We've got 15 seconds. So again, we're back at that 80 RPM. Start dropping that cadence, finding that 70%. Starting with 2 minutes. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do this. Cadence is dropped. Cadence is at 80. Effort's at 70%. On our second set. Ooh, this cadence feels nice and low after that 110. It's like squats at the gym. Lots of pressure on the pedals. So you're here for another 90 seconds. If you find you're a very quad dominant rider, like I am, your tendency at these low cadences especially is going to be to just like mash down the front of that pedal stroke. So something I've had to work a lot at is really thinking about that hamstring, that glute work, and pulling up the backside of the pedal stroke as well. And then it starts rounding it out. And your quads get a whole lot less fatigued and sore. Okay, you're halfway, you got a minute. Good, just relax into this. Just finding that rhythm. You can always count your cadence if you don't have a sensor. 40 revolutions with 1 foot over 30 seconds. Good, you're here for another 30 seconds. And then we start that staircase action again. Of increasing, then settling back in. Increasing, settling back in. You've got 20. And then we start with that, increasing the cadence up to 90, staying in the same gear. So the effort goes up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do this. Cadence up to 90. Effort goes up. That's it. You're here for 55 more seconds. Just breathe. Make that cadence transition happen as quickly as you can, then just settle into it. It's probably boosts your effort, maybe close to 80%. Maybe above for some people, maybe below. But if it feels around there, then that's about right. You got 15 seconds. 10. Okay, remember, we're staying at this 90 RPM. You're just backing your gear off back to that 70%. In 3, 2, 1. New cadence. Back at that 70% gear. Here for less than a minute now. Ooh. See, I'm a big fan of high cadences. Coming from a track racing background, high cadences, you only have one gear if you want to go faster. You just have to spin your legs faster. So anything below 95, I really have to focus in on. Make sure I'm hitting it. Okay, got 10 seconds, and again, we're hitting that stair. So bringing that cadence up to 100, then in the same gear. In 3, 2, 1. Let's bring that cadence up. 100 RPM. Go, go, go. That's it. Here for 55 more seconds. Nice. Drop those shoulders again. Shoulders back. Mostly telling myself this, I'm the biggest shoulder roller forward, whatever you want to call it. My shoulders do not like staying back and open. Okay, you're here for another 25 seconds. Nice. Then we're gonna settle back into that 70% in 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 70%, 100 RPM. Settle back into there for a minute. Just that gear. That's it. Here for 40 more seconds. Halfway, we got one more staircase. I don't know why that analogy just makes a sense in my head, but I'm sticking with it. One more step on our staircase. Got 15 seconds. Then we're bringing that cadence up to 110 in 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time for the set. Cadence up, 110. Let's go. Right away, as quickly as possible, get that cadence up. Good, now just settle in. You're here for 45 more seconds. Good, nice smooth cadence. Keeping that upper body as still as you can. You have 30 more seconds to go. Then we get to back it off again. Stick with that 110, use that as your marker. Don't let your cadence drop below that. You only have 15 more seconds. Nice, you're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop that cadence, drop that gear. Take a minute. Cool. So got that workout out of the way. Now it's time to play. Seated, standing, seated, standing. So in about 30 seconds, I'm gonna have you set that gear back at 60 to 70%. So if you're feeling tired this morning, edge more on the 60% side. If you're feeling good, tempo all the way, 70%. And you're gonna set that gear at cadence at 80 RPM. So that's gonna be your base. We're just gonna settle there for a minute. And then for the rest of that set, it's gonna be different lengths of time, but it'll be like 15 seconds seated, 15 seconds standing, then 30 seconds seated, 30 seconds standing, 45, 45, you got it. I'll cue you through each bit. Okay, let's find that 60 to 70%. Drop that cadence to 80. This is your base. This is your starting place. You're just gonna hang out here for 50 seconds. 50, again, 60%. If your legs aren't feeling so hot this morning, 70%. If you're feeling good. Or even if you're not and just wanna push yourself a little bit. Good, you're here for 30 seconds, 30 more, and then we'll start. In 15, so we're starting with 15 seconds up, or 15 seconds standing, then 15 seconds seated. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, out of the saddle. Let's go. Just 15 seconds to start, so you can just kind of get warmed up standing. You got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just 15 seconds back in the saddle. Good, really try to find that centered place over your bike when you stand. We're going up again in 3, 2, 1, 30 seconds this time. Let's do it. You can kind of play with that. Shift yourself forward, shift yourself back. Just find that centered place. Not too much weight in the hands. It's okay if your cadence comes up. That's naturally going to happen. You have 15 more seconds here. Good. I like the smiles. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back in the saddle. 30 seconds. Settle back into that 60 to 70%. Smiles. We're having fun with this. Standing is so much fun. Standing for less than a minute is so much fun. Let's put it that way. Okay, we're up out of the saddle for 45 seconds this time. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. So last resolution ride, I know I talked a bit about this because we had lots of standing, but so riders, when they're doing super long climbs, like I did this stage race in France that started with a 30-kilometer climb, like standing in one position doesn't really work for 30K. So again, you can play a bit with that shift forward, get a bit more into the quads, shift back, get a bit more into the hamstrings, the glutes. They're just super small movements. That's how you can kind of distribute the weight to different muscle groups. Okay, you've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you're back in the saddle. 45 seconds. Back seated, back into that tempo, that rhythm. Got our longest standing effort coming up next. So just a minute up, minute down. And then we start getting shorter again. So during this minute, if you feel like your form is falling apart, can't stay up for the full minute, sit, and then rejoin us when you feel ready. No pressure. Okay, you got 10 seconds. We're up again in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're up. 1 minute this time. Even here, roll your shoulders back a bit. Try to keep that chest open. That's it. I like it. Got 45 more seconds. So good. Nice, Sandra. Looking awesome. Got 30 seconds. Good, Kathy. 20 to go. Nice. 15. Everyone's looking so good. Final 10. 5, 4, 3, 2. Back in the saddle. Back into that tempo for a minute. Okay, our next ones, we are shortening them. We are going 30 seconds for the next one. Then our last one will be 15 seconds. So the longest is done. Start bringing it back down. Whew. Good, just stay seated at this tempo for another 30 seconds. And 20. Good, 15. 10. Okay, second to last standing effort. We ready? We're ready. 5 seconds. You're out for 30 this time in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Whew. Okay, got 20 more seconds. Stick with it. Upper body, try to, there's gonna be some movement, but try to minimize it as much as you can. You got 10 seconds. That's it, Kate. You've got 3, 2, 1. You're back in the saddle, 30 seconds. Back into that rhythm, that cadence is back at 80 RPM. You've got one more. Last one, best one. Nice and short. Last one, best one is always the thing my teammates and I would say when we go up on the track for our last effort. Usually not the best one because we're exhausted by that point, but just gotta keep that vibe happy, positive. Okay, we're up in 3, 2, 1, 15 seconds. Last one, let's do it. Nice, you got 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back in the saddle, just finish off with 15 seconds at that tempo. Good. Got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back that gear off. Nice. That is it for the effort portion. Let's just like spin out for a minute. So keep that gear at 50% just for a minute here, just to gradually start cooling down. That cadence can be over 90. Nice. Gradually bringing that heart rate down. Gradually reducing that effort. Just stay here for another 30 seconds. $15, 50 here at 50%. High cadence for 5, 4, 3, 2, and back it off as much as you want. You can keep spinning at 50%. That feels good. If not, drop that gear. Again, winners for today are 2 winners for tag socks. Hope everyone had an amazing tag resolution, day 28. It was a pleasure seeing you all and coaching you all and doing this workout. Hope you all enjoyed it, and that's a wrap.